Hello and good morning, everybody. It's Commander Beaver, and today we are heading back into the Wild West space, into Space Engineers. Right. Space Engineers, and they have been offline for too long. Oh, and apparently my video capture device isn't working. So guess what? I need to put in a new video capture device. As if it weren't enough that you know, some things weren't working. Have a poop here and let's see what's going on. Oh yes, Joda, already failing. It's just more of the same, right? More of the same. Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just like playing with you. It's exactly like when we were playing on the moon. Just already failing. There we are. Look, see, here's my beautiful, prettyful face. Right? Oh, apparently. Oh, so when I'm home, don't back up. That's exactly it. It's exactly what's going on. So now let us open our gameplay window. In some Space Engineers. And voila. Oh, I guess I can take this gold away. Leave that. And thanks to everyone who really helped with that. So here we are on the common station. That is really, really rough. Interesting. Exactly sure what's going on with the output. Have a look at that. I adjusted some settings to try and improve Valorant when I'm playing that, and it appears as the it's affected the way that Space Engineers comes through. Of course it would, right? should tell me, should bring me right where I need to go. Oh, thanks, Judd. I appreciate that. No, it's just, you know, it's sometimes it's hard to tell. The output sometimes looks a little bit funny. Sometimes it doesn't. Don't really. Yeah. It's just you can never really tell. But then again, there's no magical solution because it's you know. Hey, Zyron, the gamer. How are you? Welcome along. I sometimes I pop that open and and have a look see. Awesome, glad to hear it. So spawning in the spacesuit. Zyron, just in case you're not up to speed, this is a an online Nexus PvP server. So we are you know, so everything on here is live. It's perfectly losable, and there's no magic undo button. Okay, let's go back here. Apparently, I can't get into my game. So, because I've been offline for a couple of days, what's happened is my oh yeah, there's plenty of rules. This is an expanse-based server, so if you're familiar with the sci-fi series, um, if you're familiar with the sci-fi series Expanse, uh, they only have like a single main direction of thrust. So the basic rules for this server is you can have an Epstein drive only facing in one direction, and you get the rest of its RCS thrusters. So all right. So what I'm going to do is instead of doing the suit spawn, because the suit is for some reason just doesn't seem to be working. I'm just going to try spawning in a respawn ship. Farming of these for any reason is not allowed. Well, I don't want to farm. I just want to get back into my okay. You know what? Serious Tycho. I've never heard of Trojan cluster. Whatever that is. Let's just pop in there. Well, what would you rather they name it? Hey, what's up, 8 Byte affiliated beaver? That's right. I don't look. It's all thanks to you guys out there. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Um, so we could have called it the Joda Drive, but unfortunately, I wasn't part of the creative team or the novelist who wrote the book. So unfortunately, I was not able to name it the Joda Drive, which would have it's almost as cool as Warp Drive, right? Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I would have that same concern too, but it is what it is. Epstein's all right. I mean, he seems like a rather cool dude. Unfortunately, he didn't have the forethought to consider putting arm controls. You know, Joda, I miss you. You are one funny guy. All right, so I have no idea where in space I am, except that I'm really, really far away from anything that I know. So now that I'm in the server, I'm going to bring up my list. I'm going to load. Let's start with the donkey balls 01. Yeah, so they've actually. Oh, right, right. Yeah, I don't pay attention to that. Yeah, all that nonsense in the media. I'm just, it's whatever to me. Like, you know, uh, yeah, exactly, exactly. So H load 3. So I'm using the server has hanger. Um, oh my goodness. So this has the hanger modification. So to prevent cluster, like to prevent the server from having everything in it all the time, after a certain period of time, it all gets put away. So yeah, so I've got my donkey balls 1500 away. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a GPS because I've not seen this particular cluster before. So this was what, the Trojan cluster. So this is a place that I should check out. Zyron, no, I'm not familiar with that. Is that something from the Expanse universe, or is that something else? Look, I'm actually a winter child, Joda. I'll have you know. Yeah. So this is the starter ship that they came up with. So anybody who comes into the Sigma Draconis server and they spawn for the very first time gets this really cool looking ship. And there's no, there's a partially built Epstein drive on it, and there's a partially built drill on it. There are materials and parts in here that will allow you to complete the the Epstein drive and the drill. Just for kicks, I'm going to run over here and grab some tools on the inside and see they've got this oriented, in the direction of thrust, like they do. They just got that nice secondary cockpit on the outside. Um, no, it's in the lockers down below. That's right. It's been a while since I've been on one of these, like inside one of these barges. So, yeah, they do have maneuvering thrusters. I'll get behind the wheel here in a quick tick. So I feel like I have a really long timer on using the hanger. All right. So now that I'm armed with some tools, I will just grab all of the bits that I need. Here. I have them here. All right. There we are. Oh, yeah, that's a Star Fox. That is something that I was not heavily into as a kid. Like, I had Star Fox 64, I think, that I played a little bit. And, I really liked Star Fox when I played Super Smash Brothers. But it wasn't, the number one thing that I played when I was a kid. I not have? I must have the rest of these thruster components. It's in here. There's some. Ooh, it's about to have, there we are. It's about to have myself a mini heart attack there. Because, you know, you gotta have the Epstein drive. So, doors and corners, kid. Always check your doors and corners. It's advice I should really start listening to when I when I play Valorant. Is the doors and the corners. All right, so here we are. So the Epstein drive is now active. All right, so what I do like is they've turned the animation off on these thrusters except when they are active. So I've got a single gyroscope. I don't have an ore detector or anything like that. What they do have in this server is a beacon modification. So it's like a thermal beacon. So if I place this down here and I hit increase broadcast stat radius, so what it does is it'll show me, for example, when I thrust forward, let's just say I'm going to go for this asteroid. If you watch that number 9 down below, you'll see it drastically increase based on the thrust that I've got. So 14 kilometers is the... There we are. So 10-kilometer radius, 8. And so that's essentially the drive signature of the ship that I have at the moment. So anybody and everybody that starts for the first time gets this ship. It's got a single drill on the nose. It's got this the Epstein drive, and it has the parts to rebuild it. There was some poor sod who didn't look at all of his cargo and didn't realize that he had the ability to repair his Epstein drive and spent about 4 or 5 hours just driving around with his RCS thrusters. Now, be careful. Starting out in the server, the hydrogen, for anybody who's familiar with space engineers, you know, the standard O2 generator is like a 2x1 block. Oh yeah, I know. I think it's really nice. Like, I mean, the Expanse ships are really nice overall, and they did a really good job capturing the feel of Expanse with this. So of course, these RCS thrusters are really weak. So if I want to slow down, like I want to, I got to use my Epstein drive to slow down, and you can see, like, I'm just trying to, like, if I wanted to look at this asteroid, just swinging around, and look at that, already right off the bat, I've got a little tiny bit patch of ice here, which is amazing because I didn't find any ice whatsoever when I got started initially. I ended up going to the moon, and well, you can look back at on YouTube and on Twitch and see some of the fiasco that I had on the moon. Yeah, so like right here is a teeny tiny bit of ice, but the biggest issue is that the O2 generator in vanilla Space Engineers is like a 2x1 block, so it would sit within the confines of this window, but because they don't want ships to be able to generate their own fuel, the H2 generator is this massive like 5x5 cube. So it's designed to be placed onto an extremely large ship, but their intention is to prevent it from being put on mobile grids, period. So they want it to be a ship or a block that is for like a base grid only. Ah, welcome along, Cougarbach. Hello, thank you for coming. Yeah, so that's the cliff notes for getting started in the Sigma Draconis Expanse server. So I'm just going to park this ship right here. I may just drive it into this pile of ice because I like to see things go blowy uppy. But I want to make sure that before I do that, I'm going to. You know what? I'm not just going to sit it right out. I'm going to tuck it in somewhere. And get my Epstein drive. Toggle that block off. I'm just going to go in on thrusters because that's the way they do it in the Expanse. Just for fun, I was going to tuck it in. Just so it's a little bit less obvious that it's there. Whereas chances are, you know, something's going to happen. It's just going to explode. So that's the way things work with me. Things just randomly explode. Joda knows all about that. All right, so when I think about it, because I know they'll burn a little bit of fuel here. Shut those off. Yeah, so that is the donkey balls, which is that's where the name came from. They named it. Oh, you know all about how things crash and burn when I'm around. Crash and burn, just erupt into flames. Well, that's one of those things, right? Spaceships and that time we almost got yeah, every time that time that we almost got taken out by that silly grid. And I go back, I was and I think back, I was such a novice at space engineers in those days that if given the opportunity to go back and do that, I'm sure I could just get a ship that was absolutely phenomenal. Oh no. Oh, there it is. There it is. Mini miner. So I'm just going to grab my spawn on my mini miner over in the other server. So with the Nexus modification, it's actually like they've got a whole solar system. Well, there was that time too, and what about that time that we dropped the bridge? Because we completely. Yeah, no, there was that time too. Yes, no, we've and didn't we? Yeah, I think when we left the Captain Jack server, we took the ship and drove it straight into Earth with Mister X still in his cryopod. Wonder how that guy is doing. Yep, we took apart the we took that apart. Yeah, it's like, oh well, we'll just salvage this, and we had no idea what was going on, and that's when they knew they really borked up, and yeah, it was good. That was well, yeah, no, I'll take full ownership for that, of course, it was my doing. All right, so I've got my little mini miner here, and they've got a little bit of fuel on it, and just gonna turn on my RCS thrusters, and I'm gonna just sort of get this couple 100 meters away because I want to try and spawn in my dead stop. I want to try and spawn in my little base ship. But it's going to be somewhere around here, and I just don't want it to merge straight. Yeah, I remember trying to explain that to him. It was interesting. List and H load 3. There we are. All right, awesome. Awesome. All right. So, all right, so here we are. We are super excited and ready to go. And I've heard rumors that they've changed the drill. Okay, see now the drills. Okay, so there's only the large ramshackle drill, which requires 40 belter components, which also so this means that there are no such things as standard drills anymore, which I'm very concerned about because the belter components are, well, like millions of space credits each. Millions of space credits each. Let's see if I have any tools. All right, so the refinery. Nope. So last time we got a bunch of ore, and the refinery is still plugging away at that. We've got power for days, which is awesome. As a result of the uranium we found, and we made some fusion cores and built that small reactor. We still are in desperate need of platinum and magnesium. So we've got a small helping of all of the other necessary resources, but we don't have the ability to build thruster components, which is what we need in order to. Well, that is exactly it, Cougar. Hand mining till you're a millionaire. But it appears that oh, thank you for the subscription, Cougar Bach. You are subscriber number 1. Thank you. You're awesome. Superstar right there. Now I have to figure out how because this is all new, I have to figure out how to tie all of that cool stuff into the Discord. So my apologies that you don't have any super special perks right at the moment. But this is I wasn't expecting things to happen this quickly. So you have been a super supporter of me, and you've been extremely helpful. And I want everybody out there to know that Cougar is the next big thing coming up. When he decides to do something, he's going to do it great. Right, tools. So I need a welder and a grinder, a good one. Can I make... look, I can make some tier 2 stuff now. That's nice. I'll make that. Well, I might have to make some of those. Gonna make some tier 2 welders. As it is, I want to see if these are still considered standard. Okay, so these drills have not been converted to the new drills, but I can't take them off. So if I wanted to use these drills, I would have to like merge block to them and detach them, and all kinds of craziness in order to make them something. So these drills are extremely, extremely valuable right now, which I don't understand why they would do that, why they would make it so difficult to get resources, because I tell you, I've been just absolutely struggling to get started here. It's oh yes, one thing that I'm doing is I'm going to be to make some of that necessary money. I'm going to be trying to take some ice from this boat, fill it all up with ice, and head over to I think like Tycho Station. They might have some good prices. Uh, no, Zyron. In fact, if you came on, I would 100% be your ally, be your best friend, invite you to the Discord, and then we would chat and figure out a way to dominate it together. That is totally part of it right there. Yeah, no, yeah, shave the legs. Oh, Joda. Yeah, so now part of the reason, or part of the reason that I want to um, take this Epstein drive off is, number one, because I can, this ship is fast enough without this Epstein drive. So I thought I was going to need it, but for this particular ship, it's so light and small. I don't actually need the Epstein drive. I might need it, if I were to fill it, the three small cargo containers completely full of resources. In fact, I better check my Epstein drives in case they've made some changes to the materials needed to build those. Yeah, so the Monroe. No, it's just what I have here. So the other reason I want to take this off before I take it into the station is the stations are usually patrolled by pirates. People looking for PvP, which is totally cool, with the exception that at this moment, until I discover a reliable source of platinum, these three Epstein drives that I have, the two on this station and this one here, are the only Epstein drives that I have. So I need to protect them. And in fact, I don't really need to take the rest of it off, because I've got I've saved the thruster components, and those are the only things that I can't make. So, rather than just spending a bunch of time moving those large steel tubes over, I can just leave the skeletal structure there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load this up with ice, and I'm going to grab some oxygen bottles, because actually, you know what? I think, yeah, I'll take some oxygen bottles, and I'll put them in my backpack, and I will then plug the ship in. One thing I should probably do is turn on one of the O2 generators and let it start refilling the hydrogen on my base ship here. No, it's not much. It's not really much of a base ship. It's one of those starter ships that I turned into a drill rig on the moon, and as you know, it is a Franken ship for sure, absolute disaster. But it has served its purpose. It's kind of like, everything in one direction, but it's enough to kind of get me started. And then once I sort of become more self-sufficient, like I have went with the fusion reactor here, the nuclear reactor, and I've got the fusion fuel canisters, which is only used 3.7 of. I'm going to be good to go. going to be good to go. So yeah, and I've got kind of like a basic design in my head of a ship that I'd like to, or like a mobile station that I want to build. It's just, you know, about sitting down for a couple of hours in creative and building the darn thing. So one of these O2 generators, and let's see if I can actually get some pressure in here. I've actually got oxygen in there now. That's awesome. Oh. So I've got 515K of ice. So I'm going to try and fill. Oh, that's right. I got to turn off my Izzy's. Is it, do I have it under I am? No. Man console. Turn that off for a moment. Yeah, so yeah, I've learned how to use scripts now, which is pretty great, you know, for the most part. Um, should I? How much does that? It's not too bad. I don't know if I should take that much ice. I don't know who's going to be there when I get there. Um, you know what? I'm going to take these 2 containers. I'm going to see how much I get, and then we're going to go from there. Yeah, so this whole kaleidoscope on here, of course, my GPS is from my surveying missions. So I've been, you know, desperately searching for, you know, the resources I need, and I found, as I said, everything but platinum and magnesium. So yeah, I'm really hoping that I can find those items, get them get them working, because I have, you know, not necessarily unlimited power, but I have more power than I had before. I'll be able to put up a couple of extra refineries and, you know, start working through it. But you know, it's kind of like, you know, what is more important at the moment? You know, finding the resources, or, you know, getting them processed. And it's like, if I don't have the resources, I can't process them. So my main focus is on just locating these resources so that I can, you know, make some point defense cannons and slap them onto the ship, so that, you know, when somebody comes around and they want to make my ship their target, they'll think twice about it. Here's a yummy looking asteroid that I've not that I probably should have already prospected. Of course, I can't quite see what it is yet, but we'll see very soon. You know, it'd be nice if that was seems to be very. Oh, well, there's two. I was gonna say it's good. Oh, there's my uranium asteroid. And I haven't checked it. I was going to say, like, that direction looked pretty absent of asteroids. So with this ship, I can get up to 350 meters a second. Even faster when I key in my Epstein drive because they've got a speed modification on. Actually, I'm going to turn that off a little bit so it's a little bit more clear. But I don't want to accelerate too much. It's all if you accelerate more, you have to decelerate more. So hopefully, if I'm very, very lucky, I'll be able to make it rain, like slip in and slip out of Tycho Station with nobody even knowing that I'm there. The next thing that I'll do, like for example, if I get discovered while I'm there, and say I happen to lose this ship with one of my only drills on it, I'll have to do some sort of merge block cuddy thing, build a tiny little ship to move the drills off of the nose of that ship, and it's going to be quite a process. So I'm much more stressed out about going to the station than I was before. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, so now that I'm a little bit closer, still, see something. See a couple of resources. So you see something here, there, and there, along with something maybe there and there, but that just could be voxely. So I'm gonna start adjusting my orientation down a little bit. That looks less and less like material there. So I'm gonna I have a feeling like that's gonna be something I already have, but that's okay. It's kind of like it might be like a tungsten or a. Really, it didn't change over? That's weird. Sorry about that, Colin. Yeah, let me just full stop here. Let me. Yeah, no, that. Okay, no, it should have changed. Yeah, because I'm using OBS with Restream, and it's very finicky. It's a little bit more finicky than I'm used to. So let me see if I can. I'll just edit this and change it into Space Engineers. There we are. And that's totally my bad. My apologies about that, Colin. I know you were probably itching to frag some guys, but we might get on to doing that at some point soon in the next week or two. This is a very slow rolling server. Tungsten. check out to see if anything else. All right, my lights. There we are. Is anything else here? Doesn't really look like it. It's more tungsten. All right. So let's start making our way in the direction of Tycho. So I'm going to try and stop off at as many asteroids as I can along the way that are sort of more or less in a direct flight path on the way to and on the way from. That is a meaty asteroid there that I haven't even seen yet. That's funny. Oh, I did that one. Let's do a quick inspection. Is anything obvious? Nothing obvious on this side, that's good. There's a nice big bluish gray patch. I'd probably divert course because it's a good chance it could be something like magnesium. I've heard rumors that platinum is extremely hard to come by, so yay me. We'll probably be looking for that, for ages. So it's but there are people that have found lots of it, and they've got lots of ships up. So whatever they're doing is working. But I'm just gonna turn my on here, get up to speed. Now that looks like an iron asteroid. I can see the red from here. Appear to be anything major on that asteroid, but I will probably just shift up here and I'm going to swing by this asteroid. Oh, oh no. That could be dangerous. So we've just reached the crossover point between one server and the next. So this is again, zipping from one to another. So chances are we've just lost our mini miner and all that ice that went in it, because those borders aren't very well defined in the game. You can sort of get an estimate, but you're never going to be really sure when you hit it. So, oopsies, you know. And we'll just wait for Joda's comment, his LOL, because I'm sure he's got some firecracker of a comment. Although I will say it is definitely my fault because, as an experienced space engineer, you generally want to avoid flying straight at something, in case, catastrophe happens. And, great. Well, apparently catastrophe didn't happen, but we've also flown by that asteroid. So, how about we're not going to check out that asteroid? We're just going to keep going. Going to count our lucky stars today. And I think we'll set course for this asteroid here. Checking out the camera, one or two of the other ones. You know what? I think I feel confident that that is cobalt, but because magnesium's a little bit lighter, whiter. But I'm just gonna go over here and have a boo, just because, you know, might. I mean, you never really know. See anything obvious on this asteroid? So this, this prospecting, it's very tedious, and you've got to be, you have to be meticulous sometimes. But it's also can be rewarding when you finally find that thing that you're looking for. All right, so cobalt, cobalt, yep. Ah. And see, we're already getting really close to Tycho Station. We're only 60 kilometers out, and we're a 482-meter thrust signature. Like that's basically nothing, and you got to be really close. Like it's like you're gonna have to be scrolling your mouse wheel to see, this ship, because this server uses um, the weapon core modification, which is, again, a beautiful mod, which, really improves Space Engineer's combat and makes it, sort of the combat that it should have been from the start. Oh, I see something that looks good there. Let's take a look at this asteroid. Seems that we've come across like a little cluster of asteroids. Almost looks like a little perfect circle with all these ones right here. This is one of those moments where, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of my hydrogen, and I'm going to go over and I'm going to take a look at that. Looks mostly like cobalt, but we'll take a look see anyway. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm going to tag all of these asteroids. I'll probably be playing for another oh, let's see, hour and a bit. Um, well, I used to, definitely book myself in for like a solid 2 hours, but I found that sometimes that like I would just try and like sign off after 2 hours, and or I'd if I was overtired, I'd like really push myself to get to the 2 hours. Um, so I'm doing, my intention is to do, like a 2 hour stream every time I get on, but more or less is always a thing. It just depends on life circumstances, but generally speaking, Colin, I do my best to do a 2 hour stream whenever I get on. That's sort of like the minimum that I hope for. Oh, look, I've got three. As I say, nickel, maybe nickel, cobalt, and I really don't know what these could be. That looks kind of like uranium, but I was like, I can't see uranium being with nickel and cobalt. That just seems strange to me. Okay, so it's nickel, cobalt, or nickel. Okay. Say that this area kind of seemed a little bit like a bust right now, so I'm gonna continue on towards Tycho Station by way of whatever this asteroid might be. Ooh, this one's pretty close. The the way this always works is it's just you find you're going to keep going until you find the resources you need. It's you don't really have a choice. It's also really close. I've never been to Tycho Station before, so this will be my first time going there too. So it looks like there's copper inside here, silicon, copper. And I always so the that sound, I guess, that you may have just heard there is me typing a GPS in. So I'm GPSing all of these coordinates like that one. I just and what I do is I just use I do my, rather than like writing out the whole word, I just use the periodic table abbreviations. That I just find it much easier because if I open up my GPS menu, then I've got like it all kind of gets organized by certain elements, so it makes it a lot easier. Some more gold, some more iron. But yeah, still no platinum. And I mean, even, like platinum is one thing, but I mean, magnesium, even. I need that, to make any boomsticks, which is a fancy word for, gun. Right. Looks like we're moving out of the belt. Seems the asteroids really fit. Hey, thank you for the 5 cheers, Colin. Appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, now you can really see the asteroids have thinned out, and now we're moving on to station. And I don't exactly know how close I'm gonna be. I think it might be 10 or 15 kilometers in the render range, because they've got some like monster servers here. Normally in Space Engineers, it's like 2 or 3 kilometers of visibility, where you'll actually see the grids pop into existence, and they, but and while of course in vanilla Space Engineers the weapons only go out to 800 meters, but I think in the Warfare 2 update they are bumping that up a little bit. I haven't really been following the Warfare update. I'll see it when it comes out, and I'll probably pop in and do a quick review of the new blocks and stuff as they come out, which will be interesting. I'd like to play with the. I always like to play with the new blocks. Yes, I'm gonna go a little bit faster because I want to get there. I want to see this thing. I mean, 482 meters. So that means like I've got an 800, almost 900 meter berth. Or I guess the radius, or where I'll be detectable, I guess. So here we are. So 350 meters per second. So you're talking about a kilometer every couple of seconds here. It's pretty decent as far as the travel time is concerned. Oh, I can see it. Can you guys see it? I see something here. Should be interesting. There's only 3 people here. Okay, so that's the safe zone. Okay. So once I'm in the safe zone, I'm okay. So right now, I've got a very small detection range. Definitely flying by, but that's okay. Oof, 965. Yikes. I want to get inside there right quick. It's like there's a couple of asteroids around here too. Chances are those are going to be the platinum asteroids. What do you guys think? I think so. Tycho Station. Let's light it up. So I'm guessing. So this is a, a very very small scale version of it. This is just a trading hub, is all it really is. Um, let's hop out and see what's going on. Highlights on. Okay. I guess we're upside down. Yes, we are. Hello, upside down. Oh, one of the custom OPA logos. FedEx and Tycho. So remember to ally to the OPA to trade. All right. Great use of deco blocks. We've got this server has some wonderfully talented builders. Access denied. It's going to be an access denied, and that's going to be another door to an airlock that somebody left open. Letting out the precious oxygen. All right, so let's hop in the miner. Let's try docking it. And you know what? Yeah, let's do that. You watch this be, a place where I can't even, can't even, uh, like sell ice. Coming all this way for nothing. But that would be my luck, and Joda knows that would be my luck. But he's probably gone to bed already. Let's see. Am I allied to OPA? Wait, that might be it. We are. Hooray! You're now friendly. All right, so I've got 10 minutes of dock time here. So let's see. Is there? Please, please, please. Oh, Saucy's here. Ah, man, Saucy and I, we go way back. Okay. So. Oh, no, they don't. Say ammo cache. Heavy armament, small armament, and tool pack. Okay, so I don't have any of those. Okay, and see, so these are Belter Comp. So Belter Comp already at 2 million space credits. PDC tracking. Okay, so that's not bad. And no, these are clear out of items to sell. So this is the challenge here. Like there's like my poor account looks like my bank account minus 254 space credits. Yeah, so they don't have anything here that I can sell. Let me just see. Do we have a series station? Vesta station. There's Vesta station. I know there's a series station. We'll bring up series station. We'll bring up Vesta station. Yeah, I guess we're just going. We're going hunting for sales. This is going to be a bit stressful. Yeah, service. Well, you know what, Cougar Bach, those weren't service fees. Well, actually, they kind of were service fees. Every time that they've since turned it off, but every time that you died, you lost space credits. Oh my goodness, Vesta Station is 3,000 kilometers away. Holy smokes! What series? Where's? Oh, that's just series. Is that series station? Oh my god, they are clear across the solar system. Clear across the solar system. All right, it looks like I am SOL on that for now. I mean, that's going to be an Epstein drive trip, and before I'm willing to bring my Epstein drive to those places, I'm going to need some magnesium defenses. I'm going to need some guns. So we gotta just quickly check because I know some of my teammates have posted various things in our Discord about because they keep looking at the prices and they haven't they didn't label okay components at series. Looking at things they can sell. It's like series station. Series station is a good place to sell some ice. Okay. Well, you know, let's go to series station then. We're gonna make the journey. Get myself up to speed here, and then start coasting. And here we are already, at 71, 70 burn, right? All right, there we are. So I'm gonna turn these off for a moment. I'm gonna take a look. I'm just gonna see if they actually have a GPS posted for the series station to make sure that is. I'm not just going to series itself and end up crashing and burning and dying and making a trip for no reason at all. Because if that's the case, I don't want to spend your guys' time flying around for no reason. So let's see if they've got a series station. Do have the actual yes for series station. Wonder if it's the same as series. Right, not quite the same ish. But all right, let's so I'm almost guaranteeing that we're gonna hit a fast travel zone here. So where you can get up to like 3,000 meters a second, which is absolutely bonkers for space engineers. Absolutely bonkers. I don't really know if that's truly the case, but um, I've never hit more than 18 or 1900 or 1900 speed meters per second. Just and here I am drifting by all these asteroids, just wondering, it's like, oh man, does that one have platinum? Does that one have magnesium? But if I waste too much of my fuel, then we're gonna be in a bad situation. we're already looking like we're gonna be in a bad situation because I'm starting to run low on O2. I'll just take this GPS. I build it already. Ha. Okay. Master Chief, you don't even know what you're talking about, my friend. I don't have anything to build. Not yet, anyway. I'm still lacking two critical resources. I still need my platinum and I still need my magnesium, and I can't make any boomsticks without magnesium, and I can't make any more of the Epstein thrusters without the platinum. So I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a silly place. What I can do though is if I needed to um, build a combat ship, I should have the resources to make some superconductors, and I can take the 250 thruster components that I have uh, from the like the light Epstein drive and put it into a Morrigan Epstein drive, which has about 4 or 5 times the thrust of the light one. But I don't need that right now. What I need are the resources. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd have to reinstall a Vorion, and my free time is very limited at the moment, especially this time of year with all the things that are going on in my life. But if I do have some free time, Master Chief, I'd love to give you a hand. I do know that there are a lot of people that play Avorion, regularly in Spange's Discord server, as well as Rakuna's Discord server. So there's definitely a bunch of people there that would be able to help you with that if I can't do it. So don't be afraid to sort of investigate some of those other options. I think they would really be able to help you too. They know more about the game. Like I've put about it was 3 or 4 hours into the game because it looked cool, uh, but it wasn't exactly it wasn't exactly what I was looking for at the time, and I haven't been back in to investigate it since. Oh, I didn't know that you weren't part of Spange's community anymore. That's a shame. So now is the great wait. We're just sitting and waiting and hoping and praying. This is a pretty densely packed little area too. I look in my direction of travel and then just crunk into the side of an asteroid, right? Oh, I'm sure I'll appreciate the mods that you have on the server, Master Chief. I'll hopefully, I've got a day off, um, next week, I think on Monday, where I might be able to install the game and figure out how it works and pop along to your server. So yeah, no, I mean I'll see if I can do that. I just I'm not sure whether or not I'll have my kids. It's you know all up in the air at the moment. So that is our destination. Well, that's the Destination Planet series, and along the way, you know, we've got to cross back through the belt. We are in DX2, so this is sort of like my quote unquote home server at the moment. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope you're feeling better soon. That's you know that you know like hurting bodies are never a good thing, not by any measure whatsoever. So, you know, I hope you're. I wish you a speedy recovery, my friend. The one thing though that I'm excited for is once I actually get up and it going is you know during the hot times is I get and when I mean when I say hot times I mean when the server's really busy is getting a pirate ship together and actually like pirating around these stations and just you know making blocks disappear for lack of a better term. Well, hey, you know what? I understand that, Master Chief. You know, life is pretty tough and filled with unexpected surprises, and you know, you just never know what you're going to wake up to. So I understand completely. Meanwhile, you know, here I am, you know, like floating through space, prospecting from a distance, just hoping and praying that I happen to just spot, you know, traveling 350 meters per second from a distance, you know, one or both of the resources that I really truly need. The unfortunate thing that's going to happen is because, you know, I was only expecting a short trip. I ended up having going to have a much longer trip than I thought. I'm going to have to like keep stopping the ship when I'm about to die due to lack of oxygen, and you know respawning and then getting back in the ship and accelerating and decelerating again, which you know might jeopardize my return trip as well. Well, I can certainly see you know why that would be a big issue. Like I wouldn't want to have you know that kind of hurting pain all the time. I really hope Sirius Station isn't. I wonder if Sirius Station is planet side because I would not be. I am not equipped for that. Station is planet side. Huh. Well, hey, you know what? I appreciate that. That's very cool. Yeah, I've always wanted to be on the big screen. All right. Well, how much can I carry? Ice can I carry in my inventory? Okay, 2.38K. All right. Just trying to think if this is even going to be worth it. So just I have a feeling that that Ceres station is on the planet, and here I am, like flying on a ship with no Epstein drive. That's basically big around as a minute. You know what? Hey, let's just go for it. Let's see what it is. Let's go for this. Let's go for broke. Because if it is on the planet and I can't successfully bring my materials down and back up again, you know, it'll probably take us a little bit longer to probably take us to the end of the stream to get there, and I can just off camera fly this ship back to base. But I really want to see Ceres Station. I'm paranoid now that something's going to happen to my drill. Like this guy goes to Ceres Station, with who's completely unprepared. This guy here, and it'll get destroyed, and I'll have to do some funky tomfoolery in order to uh, get it all get it all fixed. So if memory serves, should be getting towards the end of the belt. I want to get into that fast travel zone because this will take forever to get there at this rate. But once I get into the fast travel zone, it should be pretty straightforward for me to fly most of the way there. Yeah, this seems to be a hubbub of activity. There's lots of people hanging around. Some more iron. Oh, this. You don't even want to look at this. All this is a slapdash thing. But it's just I cut down my Epstein drive because I didn't want to lose the thruster components. But it's just a stick of two hydrogen tanks, or two small grid hydrogen tanks, a bunch of lights, some of the RCS thrusters, an ore detector, and a single drill head. There's not a lot, to this little ship. Just a tiny little thing. Ah, yeah. Hey, don't worry about it, Master Chief. I mean, this. this is this is something I built you see the RCS thrusters here at the back and the Epstein drive, like that was actually part of my little base ship, and I just built this stick off of it, cut it off, and put a thruster on the side. Just to because my base ship was 8 million kilograms, and this is like 100, with dry weight, because I put some ice on here to try and sell it, is the dry weight is like 100,000 kilograms. So big difference in not only in fuel but in time and maneuverability. And so yeah, it was a good choice, I think, to do this thing. But I really like, I've got to be getting close to the fast travel zone. I know there's a certain GPS command here. See if anybody knows. I appreciate that, Master Chief. I mean, it worked. It worked for me. I thought it was pretty functional. Um, it was all right. It, it couldn't stand up to anything. Hey, no problem, buddy. We'll see you in a minute. Oh, look at that. We've got a server restart in 10 minutes. So, that means we're coming up to the top of the hour. In fact, I better check to see if they've posted any announcements about. See if they posted any announcements that it's going to be down for an extra little while. So, Nexus, it sectors, true. Me, so wait. High speed inner zone, 1,800 kilometers. So I think I've got to go this way a little bit. All right, and here we are. accidentally opened my helmet there. Oopsie. My bad. Yeah, I'm way off. I'm hundreds of kilometers from the fast travel zone. That's crazy. So this would be slow boating it all the way there. That's bananas. Absolutely bananas. I mean, you know, I've got time, but I don't have that kind of time. All right. Yeah, I happened to get these waypoints from a from the faction, some faction members, friends of mine, and so yeah, I am hundreds of kilometers away from getting into that fast travel zone. I think that it is not worth my time to try and slope because 500 kilometers this at this rate is not gonna be pretty. So I'm just gonna have to head back to base and just keep scouting for asteroids. That's all I can do. This is you know the slowest, the extremely slow paced game compared to you know what most people are used to with jump drives and just jumping around and instantaneously traveling across the system. So yeah, I think this is some kind of ring where I'm just like going to be slow boating it the 1,200 kilometers there, and you know that'll take me well into next week, and I can't in good conscience fly there with the expectation that it'll just I won't even be able to do anything. It'll take me several hours to get there. So while I'm heading back, I've got to pop out my car. I'm going to. Yeah, I don't know. I should not do that. I should. That is a really bad idea. I was thinking, I was like, oh, I should just pop out of my cockpit and check because they were saying that the vanilla drill is still available to build. It didn't go anywhere, but nobody seems to be able to find it. So we'll figure that out when the time comes. Oh, exactly. Like 350 meters per second is like it would, yeah. If I had been thinking, which is something that I seem to do on occasion, and clearly not today, I would have brought that up and just made a beeline for it from Tycho Station, because you are first. That is absolutely correct. So there is a seamless plugin that just sort of like um, that allows you to just fly through this whole thing with reckless abandon, transitioning from server to server. Um, I, I haven't bothered to install it because it doesn't really phase me going from one to the other because it's pretty much the same experience, except it doesn't visually load you in and out of the server, but it's you're still just sat there doing the thing. Look, yeah, these people in the chat are they're always they're always they're after each other, you know, like ragging on each other about this, that, and the other thing, about who's going to do what fight they're going to do, and you know who's this and that, and it's just you know I remember you know just last year, you know, I was better slow this down. The server's going to restart in a minute. You know, I remember being a you know, like a, I guess, a shit disturber, you know, and you know, back before, you know, I really embraced my, you know, new mantra of just about, you know, being nice and being gentle and, you know, just having a good time. It's yeah, it's quite a you know, things are a bit well, I've certainly relaxed, because when I was here the last time, I was the leader of a large faction, and you know, we were very successful in doing everything that we needed to do. But we sort of, you know, I let myself get too wrapped up in the politics and politicking, and you know, it wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for anyone. And you know, you know, well, there's a lot of drama that went down, and you know, I don't want to be involved in drama like that anymore, which is sort of what led to me thinking about you know, just embracing the positivity, being positive in, you know, playing the game, and attracting the, you know, the positive results, and you know, just being, you know, more kind and more understanding. It's you know, for me, it's you know, it's pretty awesome. You know, you know, I feel a lot better. Um, you know, having that sort of effect on people around me, and trying to bring that that positivity to others. And you know, sometimes, you know, again, you know, as always, you've got to be a wee bit stern, you know, because you know, not everybody, you know, has the same sort of feelings or
Oh, all my
beliefs.
favorite people.
Oh, look, there you got some voice. Hello, super team. How are we doing? Oh, what's going on, everybody? We all having a good time today?
I forgot this game had VoIP.
Hi, Capain.
That voice is so loud. Should try and turn that down a little bit.
Working on constructing a massive service depot for the wars to come.
Well, that's awesome, Delta.
I'll be offering fuel, ammo, repairs, because apparently what's to come is going to require a cooperation on a vast scale.
Well, well, we are Beltaloda.
What's up, people?
He's
We
moving
just
too
gotta weed
fast.
out the free Navy pieces of shit.
I know, right?
Hey, what's up? Is that
So this seems like the best place to start spouting Expanse spoilers, right?
Daddy Damo? Hey, Daddy Damo. Sorry, I couldn't read your name. You were back. You were jumping around too much.
I can zoom.
Zoom, zoom. All right, and then we are back into it. Look at that. That is so that is a server restart. You know, it's you know they do it every 4 hours in order to help keep the servers running smoothly. So once we get back in there, I will boost us back up to speed. It'll only take us 5 or 10 minutes to get back to the asteroids, and then I'm going to start prospecting on my way back to the stations, back to the station. And by the time I get back there, you know, we'll have reached about you know, the 2 hour mark. Well, I mean, we'll reach the 2 hour mark long before we get back to the station, but we'll you know, we'll keep an eye out for the platinum and for the magnesium, because well, you know, I sound like a broken record now. Desperately need those things to make. You know, as you said, those people are like you heard it right there live. Those people are gearing up for war, and if you know, I want to make things make grids disappear, I've got to gear myself up for some war too. Um, I think you know, my personal belief is that the more maneuverable the ship, the better it will be, as opposed to a ship that is more heavily armored. You know, like, yeah, more heavily armored ships are going to be able to take hits more, but take a few more hits, but they're going to get hit more because they're lumbering. You know, I'm willing to you know, bet my space credits on the fact that a ship that is you know, small, reasonably armed, lightly armored, but extremely maneuverable will be able to do, you know, and maybe, you know, one or two or three of them will be able to take out a large ship, no problem. But it is something that, you know, I don't know for sure, and I won't know. Sorry, I won't know until, you know, I actually get to building something. But Space Engineers is one of those games that has an incredible time investment in to, you know, make anything of it. It is a phenomenally interesting game. You know, it can be very relaxing and soothing. I really enjoy this particular server. I've spent a long time in, because the community is really nice, and there's a bunch of talented, wonderful people, you know, in graphic design, coding, ship, you know, like, and in-game ship design, and brilliant tacticians that you know, can figure their way, you know, out of a paper bag, blindfolded with all their limbs tied behind their back. It's just absolutely, you know, stunning to see, you know, a collection of intelligent people getting together and you know, setting up something like this, because this is the way what they've done in this server is way beyond, you know, the, you know, what the base game of Space Engineers is. You know, like these you know, the modifications and the coding and all of the weaponry, all of this stuff is just you know, just a sounded like somebody got up there for a moment. Oh, and look at this, you know, now we're going to start the unending cycle of start and stopping while Beaver runs out of oxygen. Well, I think what we've got here, let's see. This is when I wish, you know, it was kind of like Draconis 4. Like, Draconis 4 was amazing. Draconis 3 was a lot of fun. My friends Exterm, Glaze, Kane, Graphic Zest, myself, when we left Aaron's Last Stand Gamers server, we ended up coming to Draconis and playing a little bit. And it was, it was a great learning experience because we had never played modified Space Engineers in quite the way that that server was set up, or this server was set up. There were lots of different things that like various coding things that we had no idea about, like top gridding. Like we were just printing ships, and then all of a sudden everybody in the server could see where our base was, and they'd just jump in on us and just attack us like there was no tomorrow. And yeah, it was pretty crazy, pretty crazy. Suppose I should turn on my dampeners, because here we are about to die of oxygen deprivation, although we are nearly only just several hundred kilometers away. Here we are, like this is if you want a real look at what it is to play Space Engineers, this is as real as it gets. You are not going to find anything more realistic about your experience about playing Space Engineers. It's not a fast game. Unless you're just playing in creative only, where you can just spawn in items and build them and smash the blocks together. It's a great investment of time and patience. All right, now I'm going to start choking, so I better put this all in, those in there as well. Save those oxygen bottles.
Health low.
Bye-bye.
Your health is critical.
Oopsies, I died. Right, and here we are back at it again. So I'm taking my body location with me. Right. Well, while I am coasting, and I know Cougar Bach is going to freak out as soon as I do this, but I'm going to get up and grab myself a quick drink, and that is the point when a giant asteroid is going to appear in front of the ship, and it's all going to go like that. But I will be back in 1 to 2 moments. Well, no giant rock has appeared, thankfully. I still have a bit of oxygen left. Oh, that's a lot better. I keep forgetting to hit H in order to turn off. It's cobalt. Hey, D9er key. I guess you're supposed to be door key. No, I appreciate the offer, but I'm all right, thank you. I'm not looking to purchase followers. I'd rather just have the people who are interested in viewing. I don't know, I got a funny feeling about this asteroid right over there. But this in even in this server with the way that like the high speed, these long distances really aren't that long. It's probably just nickel, but yeah, that's should be nickel. But you gotta go take a look. You never know. Could be wrong. That's definitely nickel. Right. Let's continue on our voyage. I tell you, it's going to be the last asteroid I look at when I get when I find that magnesium and I find that platinum. Here I am, just pretty much pulling my hair out. You know, it's because you know the game's really over. You know, unless I can find not over, but the game is at an impasse until I find platinum and magnesium. You know, it'll probably be like episode 15 or 18 before I actually find one or both of these items, which I'd be very upset about. Oof, Widowmakers. More iron. It's ironic. That's close enough. I try and stop by every single asteroid that I can on the way back. It's, you know, just the more asteroids I stop by, the better it's the more likely it will be that I actually find these items. So, I mean, I don't want to say tedious, but it is, but it's still kind of relaxing, the whole prospecting bit. That was not what I wanted to do. Oof, that could have been bad, right? So, Void Roid. So we are still kind of heading in this direction here. And next target is going to be this asteroid. Probably one or two more asteroids, and I'll have to stop and you know, kill myself again so I can get more oxygen. And I see things like that, and I feel like those are resource points, but you know, you get closer and it's just they aren't. The voxels in this game act really funny. you know, like from this distance, you know, like that planet there, like you get close, you know, like you get close to the planet, it might be, you know, like millions of voxels, but from this distance, it might only be, you know, like 1 or 2 voxels that make up that shape. As I know in Draconis 4, there were 8 planets, and you know, when you were far enough out, away from all of them, there were only 8 voxels visible. Ooh. Did I may did I just did I get something good, or is this just rock? I mean, that looks like something. That looks like something. Please be something. Please be anything. I mean, now up this close, it just looks like rock. Ugh. Better not be just nothing. Oh, silicon. Oh, no. You're kidding me. More silicon. So it is something, but it's nothing that I'm looking for. Oh, I feel I feel pretty distraught that I wasn't able to go buy those belter components today. I really wanted those belter components because you make because I want to build. Well, I mean, I guess I'm going to need 40 of them in order to build the in order to build the any more drills. But you know, I really want that ramshackle. Is it the ore detector? Because whatever the range on this ore detector is, you know, the 150 meters, you have to get dangerously close to these asteroids in order to properly scan them. Like, here's some more copper, and there, but I can't even see that copper. So getting super close, you know. So I very well may have gone, you know, past half a dozen asteroids. Copper and iron. And you know, I'll never. That's right. Just get rid of myself here and respawn again. This is you know, one of those silly things about space engineers. It's like, you know, if you want some free oxygen, roughly heading in which direction? This direction. I mean, this looks almost like it could be an ice asteroid, but I seriously doubt it. Oh. Could this be an asteroid? Could this be an asteroid? I mean, if this is an ice asteroid, I just discovered basically unlimited money. Within, reasonable range of my base. Not quite the right color. But let's go in for a closer inspection. No, that's definitely not an asteroid. Too much texture. But wouldn't it be nice if it had something else fun and exciting on it? Like silicon. Oh yes, and for anybody who is curious, I do plan on totally getting rid of all of these superfluous, um, asteroids with just like one resource on it. The only reason I still have most of those on here is because I want to make sure that I don't, keep revisiting asteroids over and over and over again. So the best way that I found to do that is just to mark everyone that I come across, and I'll eventually find the ones that I need. But here they're talking about reshuffling the asteroids, and I don't agree with that, because like how much time is it taking me to prospect, for two particular extremely rare ores? And if I had to do this every week or every few days, then I would not be able to play this game. It needs to be balanced for people that play daily, and people that play weekly. Copper and something. I didn't see what the other something was, though. They've just been ice. Great. right, let's head this way. Let's see what's out here. So there, in chat, there's a couple of people that are discussing a ship that had 20 PDCs couldn't protect against one torpedo. So that sounds like there might still need to be some rebalancing with the weapons. Because you wouldn't, like, I mean, okay, you know, like 8 PDCs, you know, should be able to take out a single torpedo. At least in my mind, you know, I think that you know, it should reasonably, you know, like somewhere between 5 and 10 PDCs per torpedo. So that was just a copper one, I believe. Right. Let's keep on heading. So once I get down to, about 12% H2, it's going to be a beeline for the base. Make sure I have enough to, like, maneuver the ship around a little bit. I mean, I'm going to say that's likely cobalt, but you know, at this point, I can't really take the chance that it could be magnesium. There's also something over there. I feel that's probably going to be nickel. But I'm going to check out these 2 asteroids. Both pretty much in line. Hard burn to get to turn around to the other one. Yeah, that definitely looks like nickel or silicon. And oh man, I've never had it so hard to find platinum ever. In my whole life. In my whole life has it never been this hard. Tungsten. Yeah, I feel like this is the one I'm supposed to be heading towards. Oof, and here we are, we're getting down to 20%. 20% hydrogen, so I still have quite a ways to go, so I gotta make sure I've got enough for my burn and my decel, so course correction. So I think this might have to be the last asteroid I actively investigate. Magnesium! Oh my goodness, no way, guys. Look at that. Look at that. I thought it was going to be cobalt, but it's the magnesium. Look at that. Holy smokes. We found magnesium, and you know what this woodland mammal's going to do? He's going to mine some of it. Look at that. Look at that big, juicy pile of magnesium. See, it's always just like one more roid, one more roid, one more roid, and you get the thing that you're looking for. Now, so now I will be able to build a ship that I can protect with some PDCs. And I guess, unfortunately, when I say build a ship, I mean modify this ship because I can't afford to build drills other than the 2 that are on the station as it is, and the 1 that's on this. So I mean, anything else, I'm gonna have to like cut this down and completely modify it if I want to build a, like, maybe put redesign the hydrogen distribution. I don't want to put a large hydro tank on here, but maybe I'll have to put that's right, gotta die again. Oops. Yeah, the oxygen situation is becoming a bit desperate, but thankfully, hey, self, see you later. So we have magnesium. We now have magnesium. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I probably took a little bit too much, but you know what, whatever. Doesn't matter. 110k of magnesium. That's enough to start. Look at that. That is beautiful. Oh. Something else pop up here quickly, and I don't really have the fuel. I just want to make sure there wasn't something else fun and exciting on here. Just more Oh, lead. Look at that. Lead and magnesium on the same roid. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to need more lead. Get the lead out, as my father would say. That's because it was heavy, and it always seemed like I was full of it. Since I've had some success from that particular asteroid, it might do for me to come back to that magnesium asteroid and kind of start the hunt back in the direction of the base. But I've got my fuel reserves are too low for me to, in good conscience, keep investigating these asteroids. So once I get back and I plug this into the dock, into the station, I think I'm going to call that it for the night. We're nearly 2 hours and 40 minutes in, and it's going to be another 15 or 20 minutes before we get to that particular stage. So I think that in my mind anyway, that would be the best option. Not that I want to go, and not that I want to hop offline, especially while you guys are enjoying me flailing around space. But it's a responsible thing to do. I got to get up and get behind a motor vehicle tomorrow and drive umpteen 100 kilometers and deliver boxes to people that don't know what they ordered. You would be surprised how often I get asked that particular question. You show up, to a door, knock, knock. It's like, oh, who is it? It's like, oh, well, it's, Mr. UPS. And it's like, oh, is that for here? Yeah, that's why I'm here. It's like, oh, well, who's it for? And you just say the name. It's like, oh, that's me. and they look at you. They ask you, "What is it?" And I was like, I don't know. I mean, like you're like all I see is a nondescript cardboard box with a person's name and address on it, and they're like, "Well, I don't know what it is." I said, "Well, hey, look, I didn't order it, so do you want it or not?" It's pretty interesting, delivering boxes to people. You see people from all different walks of life, and there's so many people that are just like there are lots of nice people out there, and then there are those people that just believe they are far better than everybody else on the planet, and it's a shame because you know when you treat people the way that you want to be treated, you end up doing pretty well in life. You get surround yourself by people that are nice and helpful and kind, and are willing to do for you because they know that you're willing to do for them. And when you don't get that, when you don't put that energy out there, you often end up surrounded by people that take far more than they're willing to give. Silicon. Now that is an asteroid. It's gotta be. That's just that blue color right there. That's gotta be an asteroid, right? Well, it kind of looks a little bit too gray to be an asteroid, doesn't it? Let's get a little bit closer and see. So I'm hoping like this is like a super platinum rock right here, and then like we've got everything we need. But regardless if we find platinum tonight, I am super excited that we found the magnesium, because that's what we were. That's they're both equally as important, but it's nice to have a gun on your ship, especially when you're in the wild, wild west here. Oh yeah, that is an asteroid, my friends. What is this? Nickel. Well, if I had a nickel for every nickel asteroid that I've found, I'd have an awful lot of nickels. So yeah, that is an asteroid. Here we go, an asteroid, yeah, at least. From the papa, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so satisfying. So I think when I come back on, I'm gonna come out to this asteroid, and I'm gonna kind of start my search from here because there's ice here. If there's this ice here, it's gotta be something like there's some like good looking rocks right around here, like that iron rock there. That could be. And I've gotten a coordinate because like for my faction friends, they're an asteroid 200 kilometers away, and I'm like, well, I can do that. Yeah, that's no problem, but still is really far away. Yeah, Ceres really seems to be, like pirate central at the moment. You guys can't hear those, but we're getting some nice shoulder cracks. That's what happens when you get to be a certain age. Sweet, glorious asteroid. That's where I'm going to start my search next time. It's from this asteroid. There's lots of good-looking asteroids right around it. My next stop is this. Hey, the Green Monkey. Yeah, this is an Expanse-themed server. It is it doesn't show it there. It's Sigma Draconis. It should be probably pretty high up on the server list. But if you just type Draconis into the server searching list, it'll come up. They have a Draconis Impossible as well, which if you're familiar with Splitsy came on to this group of servers, and he did a little series surviving purgatory and getting off of purgatory and dealing with the Ravagers and whatnot. So that's also part of this this server family. But yeah, this I've got an Epstein drive here that I've cut down because I have yet to find any platinum, which is needed to make thruster components. So I was going into what may have potentially been a hot zone. So I decided to save my thruster components and putting it into my little base before blasting off. So I didn't lose any irreplaceable items. This is it's also PvP, so there's lots of little flare ups here and there, mostly between the belters though. Very soon they're gonna be launching their the UNN and MCRN NPC ships in those particular zones. So it'll be interesting to go and battle those NPC ships, and maybe even like capture one of them or something like that. I'm sure that's possible. I'm sure it's possible to capture one of them. I mean, I don't know how likely it would be, considering you'd need a massive ship in order to do that kind of undertaking. But Green Monkey, if I might ask you a question, how did you come across the stream? Was it just looking Space Engineers up on Twitch, or did you see it posted somewhere? I'm extremely curious. Hey, hello, Arthur's Snack. Yeah, this is an Expanse server. The Sigma Draconis Expanse server. It's absolutely correct. And how are you doing today? Yeah, that's it. You're absolutely right. It's like there was another Expanse server. I don't know if it's still active or not, but they didn't have any of the modifications. Like, the Draconis team is super, like, they are super tech savvy. Like, the stuff that they pull out is absolutely amazing. So, oh, nice, you're on here too? Oh, awesome. Awesome. Oh, here's some more silver. And iron. Still no platinum. Oh, I bet you do. That's I don't know why I would bet you do, but it just that seems kind of like a thing. Oh, but now, how are you enjoying your stay on the server? Oh, well, if it isn't a glazed donuts, hey buddy, love you. You're a great guy. Miss you. And oh, guess I have to stop and kill myself again because I'm out of oxygen. Glaze. Also, you and we need to have a chat, but not in a bad way. Like, an actual chat. Because I haven't seen you in a dog's age. Oh, excuse me. Oh, here he goes. All right, and here we are. Look at that. Just 12%, like I thought. Oh, you're funny. Well, see, the thing is with the weight is really really important. Like keeping the weight down, and of course, with building this little thing, I didn't think to put an oxygen. Oh, nice, Glaze, nice. You must have found some platinum. I just found magnesium at one of the very last asteroids that I stopped at, but I haven't found any platinum yet. So that's until I find that there platinum. As you can see, I've surveyed literally 100 asteroids around me, and I have not found anything yet, and it's getting a bit disconcerting. But yeah, no, the like with the O2 generators and ice being such a commodity, like oxygen, it's like when you can just clone yourself and pop out of a 2.5 by 2.5 block. What do you need oxygen for, right? I will admit that I would prefer to actually survive on oxygen, but I turned on my O2 generator to try and fill the cockpit with oxygen, and I took 2 O2 bottles. I have my dampeners off at the moment. Actually, I'm just coasting along. I playing in the Expanse server, Artha, I prefer to oh yeah, no, I do believe it's mandatory. But yeah, no, like I brought 2 oxygen bottles because all I was doing was going to Tycho Station, and then Tycho Station didn't have what I needed, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go to Ceres, and then I'll just fast travel there. And well, it turns out I was only going to hit it through the slow boat zone, and I'm like, no. So then I turned around and I came back here, and it's just it was kind of like an evolving adventure in futility, which seems to be on the daily for this guy here. So that's kind of what happened. We just sort of went on a journey around the universe, and here we are back to where we all started, and here with 9% hydro. But yeah, no. What I enjoy doing. It's only when I get around the asteroids do I really turn on my dampeners. But that's one of the older tricks in the book is turning your forward thrust off. And in fact, I've had a few faction members in the past that were like, well, why do you do that? And it's like, well, because you can maintain control of your ship with all the and keep on a straight line, but still just drive forward or fly forward or whatever terminology you want to use. So yeah, that's one of them. But because the Expanse is the way it is, where it's like perpetual motion, and it's got the like so you should stockpile that before, because I'll launch and I'll get somewhere and then I'll just drift off. Oh yeah, well, those are the people that they're on Space Engineers for a specific thing, and that's kind of like one of the more advanced things to like you wouldn't think it was advanced. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it was still one of those more advanced items. Turn that block on. Yeah, but what I do is I just turn my dampeners off completely, and I just fly using, I guess feeling, if you want to call it that. And I find it a lot of fun, like trying to correct and not to overcorrect your route of travel, and yeah. Yeah, well, that's pretty much how I fly, because like full manual is quite a bit of fun, and I'll turn the dampeners on, if I'm trying to make excuse me, um, trying to make a particular maneuver. Like if I want to like do a 180 and head in another direction, and I just, rather than trying to completely arrest my control, I run out and just turn it on so I can make my maneuver a lot easier. But I enjoy the full manual because it's kind of fun. Kind of like how it is in the show. So, I just got my rinky-dinky little, operation here. Let's take a look and see how things are. Okay, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, it's that's exactly it. And well, I see you chatting. You're uh, you think you're famous now, do you, Artha? Well, one day you might be famous. You could be even more famous than I am. If you try. I mean, I'm just a guy on Twitch playing a video game. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, so like as you can see, like I've got my just my basic starter ship that I took to the moon. Um, you should come back. Why not? And I mean, if like I don't know, which faction. Yeah, yeah, of course. Taking time off for the holidays is very important. Spend it with your family, your friends, and those that matter to you. Like you can't, you can't pour from an empty cup. You got to take a break sometimes and do something for yourself. It's very important. Um, oh yeah, they were just we were just, they were just talking earlier. No, they seem like really cool dudes. Really really tough in PvP, and in fact, I would definitely want to be friends with you guys. Because like I've got like Glazed Donuts, X Term, Kane. They're my buddies, and they're off in they're off, like we're all friends, but I'm sort of doing my own thing because out of respect for them, I don't want to accidentally compromise any of their GPS coordinates or design or anything like that. So I'm sort of playing solo. So like I'm looking to make some friends with some of the tough nut PvPers, just so that maybe somebody might have my back if I get into a spot of trouble. I can put out an SOS and somebody might come and save my keister instead of blowing it apart. But yeah, like there's I'm still developing it, but there is a link to the community Discord on my Twitch page. So if you wanted to come chat and hang out and talk to some other people like Kane and Xterm and Glaze who play in the server too, you're more than welcome to come along, pop in and say hi. And that's like I said, it's community Discord, so everybody's welcome. um, and speaking about being welcome, I need to. Oh well, look at this. He's already in the welcome wagon. Well, hello and welcome to the Discord. That's awesome. Um, I have to uh, go to bed because I've got to get up and do things in the morning, operate my motor vehicle and whatnot. So you are fast, but don't say that too loud because the wrong person might hear that and misinterpret it, if you know what I mean. So so that was terrible, absolutely terrible. But here, we've been online for just over 3 hours, and I accomplished almost nothing that I wanted to do except to find magnesium. So we got some boomsticks coming. Well, you know what? I can tell that you are certainly an awesome guy. If you like right now, like I alternate, like I play FPS game called Valorant, and I play Space Engineers, and I do my best to alternate them every day, and on the weekend. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I and it's a poor assumption on my part, but when like growing up, I mean, I'm getting to be an old guy now. I'm in my approaching my mid 30s. When I was a kid, there were female gamers weren't a thing. It's like it was, the guys played video games and girls, but in this world, everybody gets it, and usually, I just say guys as a general, like, as a people, because I don't mean that as a like a gender stereotype. It's like, hey guys, what's going on? Like, hey everybody. So I don't mean any offense by that. So my apologies. And I understand that you get it, but feel like I should explain myself and get set in your ways when you get to be a certain age. So without further ado, I should probably head off, get myself ready for bed. And yeah, no, I really appreciate you coming along. And if you want to pay, find out what's going on when I'm playing, feel free, anybody who's watching, to toss me a follow. I try to stream every single day of the week for a couple of hours, barring any sort of disaster that happens. And it's been a pleasure making your acquaintance as well. I really appreciate you coming along. It's wonderful to meet new people, especially people that are already in the server and playing. Like, it's nice to attract new people to the server that haven't been here. But it's also great to meet people that are already enjoying the experience, because Sigma Draconis is a phenomenal group of people. Well, you know what? But what I will do is I am going to, I don't expect them to accept it, but I will send them a peace request. And let's see, is it VND? Yeah, maybe you can put in a good word for me, right? Yeah, but yeah, anyway, thank you for coming along. Thank everybody for coming along today. I really appreciate it, in my, space drive around the universe. It gives you an opportunity to jump back in there and see your mates, and chat with them a little bit, which is extremely important. It's extremely important to hang out with your friends and have a good time. Let's see. That was the hydrogen tank. Yeah, there we are. It's filling. It'll get filled up eventually. And batteries. Oh, it'll be fully recharged in just a few minutes. That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much again, everybody, for coming along today. I'm going to get out of here before I keep, well, verbal diarrhea. You know how it is. Anyway, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.